Alright guys, I promised you an anvil video, and we have an anvil sitting here. Now, you're going to look at this thing and think, wow, you kind of bought a turd here. But, since shows like Forged in Fire have been around, things like that, trying to find anvils anywhere is really, really tough, and you kind of have to go with what you can find. Granted, you don't have to buy every piece of shit that comes your way, but once in a while you have to, you got to weigh out costs versus what you have to deal with to make it right. Now, there are two issues with this anvil that we are going to have to address. Actually, one that we're really going to have to address, or that I want to, this edge right here. I don't know what the hell they were doing on that edge, but I've got a feeling a lot of cold steel was being beat on this thing. But we're going to have to fill this in up here. You can see it breaks off right down to the wrought iron where the tool steel is forged welded on. We're really gonna have to take care of that. The other thing is, just like a lot of other Peter Wrights out there, I got a little good sway right here, good sway back. But interesting thing, it's pretty uniform, and this thing's still flat across this way, across the whole thing. To be honest with you, I'm not looking to use this thing to use it as a machinist grade flat surface. I'm looking to beat hot steel on it, move steel. That's all I care about. The top isn't dinged up too bad. This edge down here only has a couple of divots in it. Really not bad at all. It's a very workable edge. The heel's in really good shape, and down through here is not too bad for that rounded over edge. The horn, just like a lot of them, somebody blunted the point. We'll have to straighten that out a little bit. The numbers on here, across the bottom, 2/18, that is the weight designation. The number 2 is British hundredweights, which would be 112 pounds US. So 124 or 224 pounds plus 18, I believe, is 242 pounds total. That's what this anvil weighs. The hardy hole's in real good shape. The Pritchel hole's in really good shape. From about here back is nice and flat across there. I could put a straight edge on there and not really see daylight. Like I said, somebody definitely misused this a little bit, but it's actually a very workable, usable anvil. Now, I have a gentleman I work with who has a couple more, and I'm hoping by spring to buy one of them off of him. He has a 300 pounder and then a 200 pound Peter Wright. And no, I'm not going to give his name out. That's my dirty secret right there. But, so that's what it is. Interesting thing about Peter Wrights. Peter Wrights were built, a lot of them, you're going to find most of them you're going to run into that had any use are going to be sway backed. This really isn't that bad. I can really deal with this, especially with as uniform as it is. It's not going to hurt me one bit. But, they got sway back because of the process they used to make the anvil. They built these out of wrought iron, but it was brand new wrought iron. There was no recycled metal, no bits of metal like Trenton and a few other manufacturers used. Unfortunately, the wrought iron was just a little too soft, and it just couldn't quite support, 100 years worth of pounding on it like these usually get. But they're pretty sought after. They're pretty hard to find. I'm real happy with it. I got this for $1.75 a pound. Now, I'm seeing these go in worse condition than this. People are paying just ridiculous money. To be honest with you, if it was any more than that, I wouldn't have bought it. I could turn around and sell this thing as is and probably make my money back and then some. But that's not what we're about. We're going to use it when I'm able to grab the one in better shape from that guy I work with. We'll do that, and then at that point, maybe we'll go through, we'll flatten this all out and get it all on the same plane. The only thing I worry about doing that, that plate steel is only about a 1/2 inch. I don't want to take too much off. But, it works. It will work, and it'll work well. It's got a nice ring to it still. It's got really good rebound still. I won't beat on it because it's just going to shake the camera all over the place. But trust me, it's all right. And the top actually isn't as dinged up as I would have thought it would have been. So This anvil was sitting in an old guy's shop, an electric motor shop, about an hour and 20 minutes south of me. And what he used it for was beating bearings off the shafts, thing like that. You know, just anvils were not made to have cold steel bounced off of them. That's not their intended purpose. But it's his anvil, and he could do whatever he damn well pleased with it. But funny thing is, he almost didn't sell it to me. I went, I drove my hour and 20 minutes. I had my cash in hand. I had help to load it. And him and I had agreed on a price. And I walked in the door and he tells me, he goes, well, I don't know if I want to sell it now or not. So he's 90 years old. I mean, what are you going to do? You're not going to sit and argue with him. I mean, guys like that, they're just set in their ways, and that's just the way it is. You're going to have to learn to deal with it. But after about an hour of him and Han, he finally decided to let it go. I'm glad he did. This is going to be a hell of a lot better to beat on than a railroad track. But, so anyway, there she is. There she stands. I hauled it up here because this is the wood shop, and we are going to have to make a nice base for this thing. I'm going to want to clean it up, but I won't do it up here. I'll shine that top up, see what we can do to flatten it out a little bit, and then of course fix that edge. But I'm going to use it as it is for right now until I get the time to do that, because right now I need a serviceable anvil, and this is a very serviceable anvil. It's hard to find them like this, believe it or not. It's just if they survived the great iron run of World War II and everything else, a lot of them ended up in people's gardens as decorations. A lot of them ended up at scrap yards, and they're getting super hard to find, the old ones, especially like I said, with shows like Forged in Fire, things like that. It's making it really tough to get a hold of these things. But once in a while you get lucky. I know that guy I work with, he's going to look at this. He's probably going to chew my ass, but you know, we can deal with it. So yeah, there she is. So hopefully pretty soon we'll have some videos of beating on this thing. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it was a really short one, but I did promise you on the next video that we would show off the anvil. So anyway, you guys take it easy, and I'll see you the next time.